Hello, beautiful friends. How are you? As promised, I am making a video about the issue of abandonment in our lives, this energy dynamic that is present in our lives, a discussion about how to navigate some of these heavy waters, what to be aware of, how to view it from a perspective that will be self-serving, and a few tips on how to start resolving it. This came up very strongly in the Taurus February reading, and I said I'd make a video, so here goes. The first thing to note about abandonment is that it's something that has happened to you. It's something that happened to you, and the only reason why it's still here is because at the time that that happened, whenever it was, and it was probably a long time ago, it taught you something about yourself that you accepted as truth, right? So there was a moment or many moments and situations where you were abandoned. And what that means simply is that somebody denied your presence. Somebody denied you your voice. Somebody denied your significance, your worth. Somebody denied your intelligence, your talents, your abilities. You were denied. Thereby you shut down. Shut down. The reason you shut down is because that hurts. And the thing that happens with anything, any kind of a situation of shutdown is that you actually shut yourself off from doing that very thing that you were trying to do. Okay? So that's what happened. Now, there are many instances in many situations. Maybe it wasn't a person that abandoned you. Maybe it was a situation in the world that made you feel abandoned. Maybe it was you moving to a different place and you felt abandoned. You started forming these beliefs around your worth or something, right? Maybe it was your mom and dad who were dealing with their own stuff, so they couldn't give you the presence and the love that you needed. It can happen in so many ways, but the thing to note at this point in time, if you are experiencing abandonment in your life, and I will show you how to identify it too. The thing to note is that you shut down. And when you shut down, you create a boundary between you as someone who is seen versus you, someone who shuts themselves off from being seen. How do you know that this is happening in your life? It kind of gets difficult, I think, with abandonment. There's certain patterns in our lives that are very easy to see. Like, for example, if you're having a hard time, finding a suitable partner, a life partner for yourself, that's easy to see. Or if you keep feeling really something that's very visible is much easier. Abandonment hides in sentences like this. I've never had my own job. I've never felt like I could go and do my own passion. I have always had a hard time creating these beautiful emotional bonds with other people. I have always suffered from low self-esteem, things like that. What they are all signifying is that on some level, you have learned to abandon yourself. And that's what's wrong with abandonment in our lives, is someone else abandoned us, but in turn, now we have learned to abandon ourselves. And it's a natural response. Why do we respond that way? Because it's not safe. Because in that initial shutting down, your nervous system is saying, don't do it. It's not safe. Don't do it. Don't open yourself up to love. Don't open yourself up to the people. Don't open yourself up to try and find a job. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna get hurt. Your nervous system serves to protect you, and it's not logical. Your emotional body has a logic completely of its own. Your mental capacity, your mind, completely understands the logic of the world. So I may say to you, no, you're fine. Go out there and go do your thing. And you're like, okay, I want that. But then the moment you start, your emotional body, your nervous system's like, I can't, I'm hurt, right? Once I learned that my emotional body and my mental capacity are two separate things that need to be treated differently, my healing became so much faster. So much faster, so much faster, so much faster. Because we all know, for so many of us, we're like, oh, I know that I shouldn't go after that guy. He's not good for me, but my body, my emotions keep going to him. Or we're like, yeah, I know I'm worthy. I know that I deserve, but your emotional body like runs from opportunity, runs from what it wants. I know that I deserve love, but I feel no fucking love. I know I want to be present for my own passions, but I feel, you're rejecting it on some level. So that's the first thing. So how do we soothe our nervous system? That's a much longer video. That's a much longer video than this. I will also make videos about that. But let's keep going further in the area of what abandonment is and how to kind of navigate it. So now that we know all that, we know, okay, it happened to me, I responded, now I am abandoning myself because I think for some reason my body thinks that's what's right to do. Okay, now that we have that on the table, you can see that there is a specific pattern, and you now can see that this pattern is serving to keep you safe. That's all it's doing. So please throw all this self-criticism, the shame, the guilt, out the window. You can just throw it out the window because you're just living inside of your own emotional logic. Now, when it comes down to recreating your emotional structure, you have to first go to the source of your abandonment, which I know is kind of annoying because you're like, oh, I have to go into my past to figure out who hurt me, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we do. We do. Because the reason it's still inside of you is because you're playing out the need that was unmet way back in the day. We all have needs, we all have desires. So I have a need with my friend, for example, and if she shuts me down, she abandons me, and that goes into my body in a very significant way, the only reason I'm still continuing this energy pattern is because I think that she is the source for meeting my needs unconsciously. Because at that time of it happening, all I knew is that that's where my source of love and attention comes from. I didn't get it. Must mean that I don't deserve it. And you hold it, my friend, because you are looping in the need of that. You also think that it's outside of you. We keep going in life, we're like, oh, it's outside of us, it's outside of us. And even if someone tells you it's inside of you, you still don't know how to go inside and get it. Why? Because your whole energetic system is your whole energy structure is designed to go down specific routes. So the route it always takes is, it's out there, not in here. It's out there, not in here. How do we start changing that? Little bit at a time. Little bit at a time. I recommend the support of a therapist and a coach who can actually do that. Or who knows how to facilitate this work. But one of the most important things is to start identifying, first intellectually identifying what the pattern is, where it came from. It's like you keep going to start, sorry, let me say it like this. To finally create a new destination for your energy. Meaning, before you were unaware of this totally. Now that I told you, now you are creating a new destination for the source of this energy, this need to be met, aka you. I hope that made sense. You're gonna learn that it's you're gonna learn that you can meet those needs yourself. What was I gonna say? Another thing to note is that, no, I spaced out, hold on. In the meeting, oh yeah, this one and that. A lot of the time we think like, oh, time heals all, time will heal this, time will heal this. Don't wait for time to heal anything. Time is just a dimension, fuck time. You can go back and forth in time, don't worry about time. Don't wait for time. Time is beside the point. And it doesn't always heal everything. The way time does heal is that you start having experiences in your life that disprove your beliefs in the past. So if you feel major abandonment from something that happened in childhood with your friends, and now you're having a really hard time opening up to friends, you're having a hard time being yourself in front of people and feeling emotionally safe, if that's a thing in your life, but then you meet a friend who's amazing, who gives you so much love, that's called healing, because you're learning a new energetic pattern because of this person. So sometimes that does happen. That is how time heals. It's not time healing. It's having experiences that are disconfirming to the old set of rules that we learned back then. Everything that you are, you learned. So there's no need for us to act like, nothing can be changed, because we can relearn, we can rewire. So let me think of other things I could discuss in terms of abandonment. Abandonment is a lack of knowing how to be present for yourself at the end of the day. Abandonment makes you afraid of being present for your own life to unfold, for your own story to unfold. And it's kind of the most fucked up one. I have to be like all, whatever jargon with it, because let's say that you are in a tiny, tiny cage. And the only reason why you're in that tiny, tiny cage is because it feels good there, it feels safe there. You're still in a tiny, tiny cage. And no matter that you feel safe there, there is a part of you that knows that there's a whole world outside of that little tiny cage, that you have learned to be fearful of taking up. Space that you have learned to be fearful of taking up. Why? Because abandonment in the past has taught you to be scared of your own presence in your life because somebody denied you your presence. So this opening up, the slow unprotection of you and daring to open yourself up has everything to do with the soothing of your nervous system inside of environments that make you feel like somebody could deny you, somebody can judge you, or somebody can abandon you. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a chicken. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather, so I'm coughing. Sorry. Imagine you're a chicken, and the chicken's happy, and then every time the chicken leaves the cage, her feathers like, because her nervous system is fucked. She's like, I'm scared out here. Every time you do that, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna be your happy chicken. You're like, frozen. So what would we need to do to that chicken? Once she leaves the cage, we would have to soothe her and relax her back into thinking and knowing that she's safe out here too, to be her happy chicken. Then no one's going to abandon her. That's it. And that will give you back your life. Okay? If you guys want to contact me, if you want to engage in any of the work with me, I'm honored to facilitate this with you. It's changed my life. It is the most profound thing we can do for ourselves, the most high thing we can do for ourselves. And I'm sending you so much love. Okay, have a great day. Bye.